Well, that was exhausting work. I got all 192 of them covered. Unfortunately, though, I think it got a little too cold and they all lost their leaves. So they were all like bright green and had leaves, and now they're all just like brown twigs sticking out of the ground, like every single one. So that's a pretty big bummer. I hope the roots are alive and that they just got shocked, because we ended up having like 40-mile-an-hour gusts like the other day. That, you know, even if it was 35 degrees, if it wasn't freezing, that's cold enough to beat the crap out of my little saplings. So I hope they'll come back. Otherwise, I just did a whole lot of work for nothing. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Other than that, that's all for me. I'll see you on the next one. Good night. We're gonna mulch the raspberry patch today. Come along. What we got done. Covered 2 rows, pretty deep with mulch. Used up the entire pile, and I'm tired and going in. So I'll see you on the next one. Hello! Today I'm going to be sharpening my lawnmower blades. I have this extra set here. These are for the Kubota. Big beefy things. Extra set. These are the original ones that actually came with the machine. So I was just kind of practicing on that one, balancing it. So as you can see, I have this machine here, the bench grinder, 6-inch bench grinder, and I used it the other day when I did. I have a John Deere push mower over there, and I used this on it to sharpen that up. And I'll be honest with you, that's kind of a scary tool. I mean, it's a serious tool. I mean, it's a fast spinning thing, like the discs. So I start looking into, like, you know, how to use these things. I've never used one before. The discs can like come apart. They can explode and fling debris at you at a high velocity. You've got to clean them up with the dresser. So there's a lot to know about these, and you got to adjust them just right. This one actually looks to be pretty well adjusted, but I don't think I have the proper protective gear, so I'm being a bit of a safety Sally. I had normal glasses on when I was running it the other day, and I still felt like pieces of debris hitting my face and getting in my eye and stuff. Like, I don't know. I just get to a point where I think this really isn't worth all the drama. I mean, this can be very dangerous. So, I mean, especially when I get almost the exact same or just as good of a result by using a hand file, and I can do it quietly and safely and all the things. So, I'm probably going to stick with the hand file for now. I may still mess around with that machine, but you know, sometimes it's just not worth the drama. So. Alright, so I'm just going to hook these up, pop them in the clamp here, and get to filing. Alright, so here's my first victim. You can see a bit of surface rust and paint coming up there, and the edge is not bad. They're all straight. I really haven't hit anything too bad with that machine. So I'm just going to file them down by hand, and that's that. Oh, actually, first I take this little brush, just a wire brush, and try to get all the crap off. Okay, got it brushed off there on both sides. Now we'll get to filing it. I think it's just paint that's coming off. I may hit them with a light coat of black paint when I'm done with them, just so they don't rust off too much. Alright, I think we're good there. Alright, well, that's that for sharpening them. You know, the first one I did on the machine, so here, let's put them all next to each other. The first one I did on the machine is here. And, I mean, I'll be honest with you, it put a knife edge on there. These are pretty fine. I think this one is like semi-fine, and this one is very fine. I don't know what the actual, I literally know nothing about this machine. It was given to me. So, I mean, it put a knife edge on this, and these are the two I did. And, you know, I don't think they need to be knife sharp. I'm almost certain they don't. Just, you know, sharp enough not to tear the grass. I don't know. There's a lot of theories out there on blade management once you start going on the grass mowing forums and people who really care about this stuff. Not that I don't care, it's just I care at a certain level, and my level's like right in the middle. So I care enough to keep them sharp and to do it myself, but not enough to put a knife's edge on the thing. Well, that's where I was going to paint the blades, but I couldn't find my black paint, so whatever. I think it'll be fine. Well, that's all for now, so I'll probably be installing them next, but I'm not sure when. Later. Hi. This has gotten a little out of control. I've kind of let it get away from me. So I'm going to go take care of this. Well, we'll see if that works. That pile of wood chips is what I'm going to be working on today. Just a little bit of work, nothing too crazy. Gonna take what's there and bring it over to the raspberry patch. Got the Kubota warming up. Should be a nice time. See how I do. Alright, well, I started raking it, but I'm getting pretty tired and the sun's getting low, so I'm gonna head in. But I cleared out the whole pile, and I picked up some of these 7-foot stakes here. I don't know if I've explained what exactly my grand plan here is, but pretty much I'm gonna put a stake at the end of each row, and then I'm gonna put one in the middle of the whole thing, and then one at the very end of each row. I'm going to run a string around the top of it tightly. I might have to use metal wire, I'm not sure. But I bought a bunch of bird netting
a 50 by 50 foot piece, and this raspberry patch is almost 50 by 50 exactly. So hopefully 6 feet up, I'll have a string running down and then running up and down all the rows, and then crisscrossed up and down. So hopefully there'll be some structure. And I'm going to zip tie the bird netting to the top, and then I'll use another thing to make sides for it. So the whole point is to keep animals and birds out of my raspberry patch, and I don't know, I hope this will be effective. I'm also going to be putting the row cover that I'm using in the garden over there, I'm going to be taking that off the rows where we're planting and using it in the rows on the raspberry patch. So a lot of movement going on, a lot of things, but it's all good. So that's it for me. I'll see you on the next one. There we go. I wanted to check in on the seedlings real quick before I got to editing this video. I never really covered any of this. This is a little, like a shiny grow tent thing I got going that I start all my seeds in, and I got some fluorescent lights running up here. They seem to be doing really well. I usually just fill up the trays with water. The cups all have holes in the bottom, and you can see we got pretty good root growth on some of these. That I found that I like the cups with the hole in the bottom a little better because the roots tend not to get out of that hole, whereas in these cups the roots they've already kind of escaped from the cup, so when I go to pull them out and plant them, they generally don't like that. But wow, yeah, these are already starting to throw off little flowers. So I don't know, this is a mixture of sunflowers, tomatoes, there's cucumbers, squash, I think my wife put beets, there's peppers. Yeah, so we're just kind of trying some new stuff. These are all old seeds we had growing. I wonder what that is. We had old seeds in the garage, so we're trying to get rid of some of them, and we're going to put a lot just directly in the ground. Sometimes starting these seeds under the lights is a little more effort than it's worth. But anyway, this is where we're at. So that's that. I'm going to get to editing this video, and I'll see you on the next one. We'll probably be planting these next. I think in a week or two is the plan here. It's supposed to warm up, and getting these in the ground is always a lot easier than trying to manage the temperature and the water and all the stuff. So that's what's coming up. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.